Howdy everybody, I'm Taylor from Butcher Boy Meats in Reno, Nevada. And with the changing of the weather, we are going to talk about something that will get you through these cold, long winters. A beautiful piece of meat that we call a chuck roast. The chuck roast is going to be the big piece of meat that comes off of the shoulder. In this, there are a couple different muscle groups. Two of the main ones that we like to always pull out, especially in like our Wagyu cuts or something that people are a little more after, are going to be your Denver steak, which runs along this top piece here, as well as the chuck eye. That's another piece that runs right into your ribeye. So it's a very tender, very delicious piece of steak. They both make great individual steaks by themselves, but when you leave them whole, you get a beautiful thing called a chuck roast. Now, chuck roast is going to be a tougher piece of meat, but in the long cooking of it, you're going to break down all that collagen. You're gonna bring in a lot of moisture and it's gonna become very tender. In order to do that, there's one surefire way to do it. It is called braising, but we're gonna go the classic French way of doing a braise. So, when you take a piece of chuck roast, the main thing with any piece of beef that comes out of this shop, room temperature meat cooks always better because it cooks evenly. So before you start one of these guys or a steak in the oven or anything like that, always put it on the counter for about 2 hours. That way it comes to room temperature. You're gonna lightly season. Trick to one of these guys is searing. You're gonna get a nice hot pan, low oil. You're gonna sear a side. When that side's nice and brown, you'll sear the other side. That causes a thing called the Maillard reaction. All the liquid that's inside of here, when it gets heated up, wants to come out. The Maillard reaction seals the sides of this meat, so as it goes and pushes out, it stays there because it can't go out anywhere. From there, you're gonna pull this out. You're gonna add in your mirepoix, which is a combination between onion, celery, and carrot. But basically, you're gonna put that into the pan with all those roasted bits from your meat. You're gonna stir that up, put the lid on, and basically just slow cook those until they're nice and tender. After that, you're gonna add in a little bit of tomato paste and cook that down just until it's about brown. Then you're gonna take a nice bottle of wine. You're gonna pour a big bunch of that in there, and you're gonna take that down to what the French call au sec, which means almost dry, because you've prepared, have gone and gotten a nice big container of our beef broth that we do here in-house from the bones from our beef here. You're gonna add that in and you're gonna put your chuck roast right on top of that. You're gonna wanna put it into an oven about 325, 350, depending on your cooking time and size. About an average cooking time on a 3-pound chuck roast, which is pretty average, will take you about 3.5 hours. At that point, all of this stuff will have broken down, all that moisture and flavor will come in, and you'll have a beautiful fork tender piece of meat. You can always come and get that piece of meat here at Butcher Boy in Reno, Nevada. We are located on the corner of Plum and Arlington in the Plumgate Shopping Center.